What's up, y'all? I am Marcus, also known as ENB, and welcome back to From the Dark. Today, I'm walking my Zweihander setup. We have a maxed out Zweihander plus 15. I've got a talisman, chain helm, hollow warrior armor, leather gauntlets, heavy boots, havels, and favor. Just kind of walking my standard sellsword build here. For today's episode, we are going to investigate the secrets of Anor Londo. If you guys haven't played Dark Souls before, and you're planning on playing it, you don't want to get spoiled, bail out now, because this is kind of one of the cooler secrets in the game. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Alright, so, when we were in the catacombs, however you like to say it, we picked up a little something called the Darkmoon Seance Ring. This ring is granted to adherents of Gwyndolin, Darkmoon deity and lastborn of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight. The Dark Sun Gwyndolin is the only remaining deity in Anor Londo. His followers are few, but their tasks are of vital importance. It has a special function in this particular room. This is the Darkmoon tomb below. Got caught up between below and beneath there. Below Anor Londo, beneath Lord Gwyn's old keep. And if I equip it, the statue of Lord Gwyn was but an illusion. And a hidden path opens.
Halt! This is the tomb of the great Lord Gwyn. Tarnished it shall not be by the feet of men. If thou art a true disciple of the Dark Sun, cast aside thine ire. Hear the voice of mine self, Gwyndolin, and kneel before me.
He's telling us to cast aside our ire, cast aside our hatred, and kneel before him. The emblem of the Dark Sun.
O disciple of the Dark Sun, thou hast journeyed far. Hear my voice. If thou shalt swear by the covenant to become a shadow of Father Gwyn and Sister Gwynevere, a blade that shall hunt the foes of our lords, then I shalt protect thee, safeguarding thy person with the power of the Darkmoon.
In the first place, this is just... I immediately think of Lord's Blade Kieran, who hunts the foes of Lord Gwyn. That's the first thing that pops into mind when I hear that dialogue. I don't know if there's necessarily a connection. However, the Painting Guardians are also found near here, and there's some Kieran Painting Guardian connections, which we'll see soon. But if we will become a shadow of Lord Gwyn and Sister Gwynevere...
Very well. Now thou art a blade of the Darkmoon, hunteth the enemies of the lords by the power of the Dark Sun.
By the power of the Dark Sun. Alright, so now we got this nifty new ring, Darkmoon Blade Covenant ring. Ring granted to those bound by the Darkmoon Blade Covenant. Answer Dark Sun Gwyndolin summoning. Gwyndolin, all too aware of his repulsive, frail appearance, created the illusion of a Sister Gwynevere, who helps him guard over Anor Londo. An unmasking of these deities would be tantamount to blasphemy. The illusion of a Sister Gwynevere. Right there. Oh man, it's funny too, because the Ring of the Sun Princess reveals that it seems that there is a real actual Gwynevere, but she left Anor Londo along with many other deities and later became wife to flame god Flann. And then it seems like Gwyndolin created an illusion after that point to help him guard over Anor Londo. Just kind of the face of Anor Londo versus his own appearance. It says repulsive, frail appearance. Who taught him that his appearance is repulsive and frail? Or, well, I mean, I don't know. There's a little bit going on with this character. We also got the Blue Eye Orb. These mystical orbs are granted to Blades of the Darkmoon, knights who serve the Dark Sun Gwyndolin, so that they may serve the gods in meting out justice. If you win a invasion against somebody who's in the Book of the Guilty, then you can acquire a Souvenir of Reprisal, and I think we actually did get one. Let's see, here it says the goddess of sin Velka oversees this list of the guilty, who shall one day face the wrath of the Blades of the Darkmoon. So it seems like there's a little bit of connection between Gwyndolin and Velka, but there's also some cut content regarding Velka, if I recall correctly. So it's difficult to say if that's necessarily the connection that they wanted or what. I thought we'd picked up a Souvenir of Reprisal. Apparently not. Oh wait, I'm in equip. Yeah, maybe it just can't be put in an equip slot. Hold on. I thought we got one. Yeah, there it is. Souvenir taken for subduing the guilty. The knights called the Blades of the Darkmoon punish the guilt-soaked defenders of the gods and take this as proof of their conquest. The earless corpses of the guilty will be left behind as a warning to others, inspiring both fear and respect for the gods. Such is the eternal mandate of the Dark Sun. So the Dark Sun's Gwendolin's got nothing to do with Velka. And you can see that the item itself kind of looks like a chopped off ear.
Welcome back, Blade of the Darkmoon. If mine power be needst, I shall assist thee.
And this isn't going to do anything for us, but offer Souvenir Reprisal. That's the Covenant item. And if you offer enough, you get a really kick-ass miracle, which we'll pick up later. Alright, so that's becoming a Darkmoon. But there's a little bit more going on here in Anor Londo. We found out that Gwynevere is but an illusion. We found out that Gwyndolin is the sole remaining deity guarding Anor Londo. Now if we speak to her again...
Oh, you are one of us. That is a surprise. But a pleasant one. We are both Blades of the Darkmoon now. I shall look forward to fighting alongside you.
You see that she is in fact a member of that covenant. She is a servant of Dark Sun Gwyndolin, directing chosen undead onward to Lord Gwyn's keep for kind of their final trials before encountering the illusion of Gwynevere and receiving the Lord Vessel.
Go ahead. You may rest here. Even an undead requires repose. If you require rest, now is the time. That is, after all, what the bonfire is for.
So she's a keeper. I didn't intend the pun, but I did realize it. Now if we head back to the chamber of the Sun Princess and do the blasphemous unthinkable. You're not real.
O chosen undead, thou hast journeyed far. Please, Father's role thou should assume, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices. Kingseeker Frant, the primordial serpent, shall guideth thee.
Okay. Knowing that she is an illusion created by Gwyndolin to help him protect Anor Londo, that really kind of changes the meaning of that dialogue. No longer does it necessarily feel like you are really the chosen one of the gods who's going to inherit Lord Gwyn's position. Now you understand that it's a little bit, it's a bit more manipulative than that. And Gwyndolin is apparently in league with Kingseeker Frampt as far as that goes. Yeah.
Please, Father's role thou should assume. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, Kingseeker. Now thou shalt go forth, chosen undead. May thou be one with the sunlight forevermore.
Father's role thou should assume. You got some shit on your face. Or not your face, rather. Hey, that's interesting. Oh, it doesn't cause damage. You actually have to cause damage. I wonder if you can toxic her. I'm about to toxic myself. That's fascinating. Sorry. I ended up doing research there. Like... Yeah. I'm always interested in little stuff like that. So it actually is damage that triggers it, not just any hostile action. You can throw shit on her all you like. They don't care.
Thou that tarnisheth the Godmother's image, I am Gwyndolin. And thy transgression shall not go unpunished. Thou shalt perish in the twilight of Anor Londo.
So Gwyndolyn's not having that. And if you actually kill her before joining the Darkmoon Blades, you can. That would be your first encounter with Gwyndolin. You're like, wait a minute, there's more going on here in Anor Londo than I thought. Anor Londo has gone dark. The twilight of Anor Londo. It's also interesting that the way that she died, if that's indicative of illusion, then the Silver Knights and the giant sentinels guarding Anor Londo also illusions, perhaps? Here we have a nasty little encounter. There is a trooper, a soldier wearing Balder stuff, and a soldier wearing Baronique Stove shit. Ah, shit, I don't have enough poise. There we go. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. Enemy AI does not know how to handle the knockdown and range and power of the Zweihander. It's a really stupidly strong weapon in a lot of situations. But you see here, many of the Silver Knights are gone. I believe there are still some remaining. I don't know if that's just for gameplay reasons. It seems like they should have disappeared, because when they die, they kind of do that shimmy shiver and then disappear, similar to how Gwynevere did. It seems as though they are illusions. Very physical, solid illusions, but illusions all the same, as how it seems. This guy's real.
Hello, forge I can, strong I am. You come, I forge, shiny, get shiny from Duke, forge weapons, make shiny, more happy.
Interesting dialogue, is it not? Seems like to get a crystal ember.
But you, friend, you talk, I no talk, but happy.
One thing I want to show here while we're here, moonlight arrows. probably glossed over this before. Arrow granted to those bound by covenant to the dark sun Gwyndolin, Lord Gwyn's lastborn. Moonlight arrows glow silver and inflict magic damage, so there's another hint as to Gwyndolyn's existence, I suppose. Next thing to note... Alright. The city is now Twilight. And I guess it's kind of that the question is this the true nature of Anor Londo from the beginning? A sunless, dark world, and the sun is only an illusion? Or has Gwyndolin cast his shadow to make it appear this way? I kind of tend to be of the school of thought that the sun here is an illusion in the first place. And look who we have here. We need to die to her.
So it was you, was it? How dare you produce a blade upon a deity? How did you ever get this far? I shall end your suffering here and now. It is the least that I can do.
She can actually... Yeah. Get wrecked is what she can do. I better be careful if I hit her again. I'll end up killing her. I need to let her kill me to see if she's got some sort of dialogue, say. Why don't you do your shimmer shiny? Do your shimmer shiny, woman. Show people what you can do. You can fat roll, but show people the power of the Darkmoon blade. I want to see it. I kind of, while she was talking, I convinced her not to do it. She was trying to back off. She had her talisman out. But then I kept getting in range to try to keep her from doing it, and she decided not to. She doesn't seem to want to do it now. Tried to parry me. Oh, will you please just use your damn thing? Do the damn thing, woman. Buggy ass AI. As you can tell, she's there, she goes. She's not necessarily the most dangerous opponent, but this really ups her damage output a lot. Alright, kill me. Kill me.
What you saw under light of the dark moon shall haunt you forever.
Under the light of the dark moon. Curiously, as you see, we're here in Anor Londo at her bonfire. She's now hostile to us, and she is away from her bonfire, but her bonfire still works. In fact, the only way her bonfire doesn't work is if you kill her, which we're gonna do pretty shortly, or if she's nearby the bonfire, then it doesn't work. But other than that, if you kill Gwynevere and she goes across the bridge over there, she's still alive. Apparently she's still close enough to her bonfire for it to work, for it to function. But if she's near the bonfire, it's not gonna function for you because she counts as an enemy now. She's hostile. Just kind of a really weird situation. But it does beg the question, how far exactly can a bonfire keeper be from their bonfire and it still work? And the answer is, I do not know. I do not know at all. Light of the dark moon. Is it a moon or is it a sun? Y'all need to make up your mind. No. No.
How? This man is a threat.
Master Gwyndolin.
And we got a Firekeeper soul. Soul of the Darkmoon Knights, Firekeeper of Anor Londo. A Firekeeper's soul is a draw for humanity, and held within their bosoms, below just a thin layer of skin, are swarms of humanity that writhe and squirm. Her brass armor serves to disguise this ghastly form. She has a ghastly form because of the swarms of humanity that writhe just below her skin. Interesting because the sister, Quelaag's sister, is decidedly less covered up than the Darkmoon Knights. She has a disgusting form for another reason. She's got the bottom half of her as a spider, and she's got those eggs. But like, you don't see humanity writhing around her skin. Similar for Anastasia, it's difficult to get a good look at her, but maybe that's the reason why they cut her tongue out. Maybe the humanity was writhing in her tongue. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just kind of a fascinating situation. Good old Dark Anor Londo. Still rest at this bonfire. And now let's see what Gwyndolin has to say to us.
Heretic. First thou offendeth the Godmother, and now thou see fit to trample upon the tomb of the great Lord. I am the Dark Sun, Gwyndolin. Let the atonement for thy felonies commenceth.
Let thine atonement for thine felonies commenceth thine. thine. This is a pretty fascinating boss. It's a little bit different. Like, he'll shoot the little ones that you can hide behind the pillar, or he'll shoot his bow. You can hide behind the pillar to be safe. The large shots that he fires out, you're gonna want to dodge roll. Oops, or not. Either way, whatever. Let's try Great Magic Barrier. I've never really tried this out too much on him. We want to let him kill us the first time through, by the way. Hit me. Wow, that did like nothing. Abel would have a time with you. Gwyndolin. See if we can get a good look at Gwyndolin. We still need to be careful about the bow. Oh, we didn't get close enough. Gwyndolin will continually teleport away from us. Oh wow, that one shot me when that ran out. Huh, I really thought Gwyndolin was gonna have some dialogue for that. Now we respawn here. Cannot light this bonfire. What? What? It's all good. It would be all good, but since we've lowered the stairwell, the rotating staircase. Oh, I didn't quite make it. We won't be able to take the shortcut back to the Darkmoon tomb. Really fun little bit of gameplay design there. You don't respawn at the tomb after you fight Gwyndolin. Okay. That's why I got homeward, y'all. This is gonna put us back here. And the quickest way that I know of is to just go back to Sin's fortress and use that bonfire to warp to get back. This place sure is different now, though. God. The city of sunlight, indeed. But this guy's still here. Him and his buddies. Oh, one thing I completely forgot. We don't need the Darkmoon seance ring anymore. Go back to Havel's now. There we go. That's much better. You guys know I love my fast roll. Alright. Now we can come back here, and honestly, if I'm not mistaken, should we die, we ought to respawn back at Sin's Fortress unless I rest at this bonfire. I think if you rest at this bonfire, it pops you back to the Anor Londo bonfire, which is obviously out now because we've killed the Firekeeper. Do-do-do-do-do.
Heretic. First thou offended.
I repeated that. Nothing new there. Now, this hallway seems to be without end. He just kind of constantly teleports back over and over and over. But there actually is an end to it. I don't think I'm gonna run all the way to the end today because it's kind of long and there's not a whole lot of point to it, to be honest. Oops. I'm gonna try to get a look at Gwyndolin though. Raise up. Oh. Point blank. Great magic barrier obviously trivializes this fight. You can see the serpents coming out from underneath Gwyndolyn's robe. That's the dangerous one right there. Although this can mess you up too if you take a bunch of hits from it all at once. That was a pretty good look. There we go. Do it again. Aw. Related to serpents. Serpents are symbols of the undead, though. You have to wonder if Gwyndolin had the same mother as Gwynevere. They're obviously the real Gwynevere, not his fake that he conjured. Shoot at me. Yeah, there you go. Oh, wow. Oh! Shit. Heal. Roll. Woo. If you don't pay attention, you can get fucked up pretty quick. I'm not exactly sure how long it would take me to get to the end of this hallway, to be honest. Oh, wow. I thought I was gonna sneak around that, and did not. So, we're not gonna go to the end of the hallway today, because it's just gonna take too much time, so... Oh no, I was wrong. How about that? Research right there, baby. I should have re-raised the bridge. But as you can probably tell, Gwyndolin does not have a lot of HP. So it's a pretty easy boss fight, unless you're just sticking around like I am, trying to get a good look at Gwyndolin. Let's see. Instead of homeward, let's just get more magic barriers, especially if you have great magic barrier and magic barrier. It really trivializes some of Gwyndolin's attacks. Now, if you get hit by all of the homing arrows, or like the homing soul arrows, or if you get smacked in the face like I just did by the full arrow combo, then yeah, you might have issues, but other than that, like the big goes through walls, goes through pillars attack, just kind of tickles. Gonna teleport the first time. Our souls are way down there. Raise up, there you go. It's easy to underestimate that attack. But it's quite powerful. Oh shit, I was not paying attention. I was looking at my great magic barrier again. Oops. Okay. Don't get stuck in this.
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
You might not believe this, but after the game just had first released, the first time people were playing through it, I got so many comments from people, like so many people panicking after they killed Gwyndolin, saying, holy shit, am I really cursed? Am I really, like, people were so worried about curse at that particular point in the community's life cycle that people were messaging me panicking, like, oh my god, how do I get rid of this curse? The Darkmoon tomb. Soul of Darkmoon Gwyndolin, god of the dark sun, and guardian of deserted Anor Londo. Not much for us there, huh? Here we see the chair where Gwyndolin actually sits. There is a Japanese-only dynamic theme for the PS3 that actually is the Darkmoon tomb. It's just got this scene with Gwyndolin sitting in the chair. It's actually really, really cool. What would appear to be the resting place of Lord Gwyn, although his body doesn't actually seem to be here. flowers on his grave. But also Sunlight Blade. Miracle wielded by Lord Gwyn's firstborn. Boosts right weapon with rays of sun. The power of sunlight manifested as lightning is very effective against dragons. When the eldest son was stripped of his deific status, he left this on his father's coffin, perhaps as a final farewell. The eldest son was stripped of his deific status after Gwyn was long gone. After Gwyn had already linked the flame, he left this as a final farewell. So it was other deities that stripped him of his deific status, not Gwyn himself. Everything apparently fell to shit after Gwyn left. And when we think about the firstborn's sin that led to the loss of the annals, they said he trusts only in weapons. Like, what was it exactly that caused the other gods to banish him? And which other gods was it? Was it Gwyndolin? Was it Velka? Gwynevere? Gwynevere left Anor Londo, and was it when the firstborn was banished? Is that what triggered the other gods to leave Anor Londo? That's another, like, angle to think about. Like, yeah, nothing there. But there is something here. The brass set. This is the set of the Darkmoon Nidus that we just slew? That we have slain? Helm of the Darkmoon Nidus, Firekeeper of Anor Londo. After becoming undead, so she's born human, she became undead, she visited the Dark Sun Gwyndolin at the Mausoleum of the Spiral Depths, became a Blade of the Darkmoon, and assumed the flame-keeping duty. She received this helm, which hides her hideous form and helps her hunt the guilty. The Spiral Depths. Love how the Mausoleum of the Spiral Depths. I love how they capitalize all that. But then in-game proceed to call it the Darkmoon Tomb. And nothing else. So now Anor Londo is truly void of divinity. There was the last remaining deity here, and we killed him. So good job us. They were right to fear the dark, apparently. But to me, it's just there's this clear level of manipulation between Dark Sun Gwyndolin and Frampt. Frampt, I want to say that Frampt should surely know that Gwynevere is an illusion, but I wonder if that's true. Surely Frampt is aware of it. I see Gwyndolin and Frampt as being in league to do this whole chosen undead scheme to try to get an undead to gather the Lord Souls. The Lord Vessel put all the Lord Souls in them and then use that to open up the kiln and sacrifice themselves to link the flame. In other words, to assume Lord Gwyn's role. Not as ruler of the gods, but instead as fuel for the world's light, which is clearly fated. And another thing that leads me to think that this is the true nature of Anor Londo here is that even after Gwyndolin is long dead and gone, this persists. Now, actually, if you kill Gwyndolin before Gwynevere, I believe that, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that Anor Londo stays lit. The illusion persists even after Gwyndolин's death. But, yeah. I still think this is the true nature of Anor Londo. This is the Duke's Archives. This is where our giant bro told us to come if we wanted to get shiny from the Duke. Ah! I love it. I love doing that. I end up doing that like every playthrough. faced off with these guys earlier in the game. The Zweihander don't give a fuck about them. Most of your normal attacks are gonna bounce off like that, but we got a fucking Zweihander. Two-hand that bitch, hit R2. Fangbore Helm, great. And by great, I mean about damn time. Severed head of the fully armored Fangbore, taken by one who killed it as proof of his victory, just as the gods once did with the head of the ancient dragon. Zit. Can be worn on the head as a surprisingly sound piece of protective gear. Well, we've seen that the gods take dragon heads as proof of their conquests. I can actually still fast roll with that. Holy shit, we might actually... That's actually a really cool looking setup right there. Holy crap. I like that. We might actually... Fuck yeah. It's Zweihander, man. Need to be careful here, though. Hello. Right here. Nothing he can do about this. Except get wrecked. And when it rains, it pours. As we've seen countless times through this playthrough. Now we have another bonfire in Anor Londo. We are not going to do the Duke's Archives today, or even next for that matter. But we are here to pick up something important. I constantly find myself wondering if this building was built before Seath came to Anor Londo or after. Seems like the sort of Hogwarts shit that Seath would come up with. Miyazaki actually laughed away that connection. He said, "Yeah, okay, Anor Londo is a little bit. I mean, not Anor Londo, but Duke's Archives is a little bit Harry Potter there, isn't it?" Yep. Oops. Didn't see ya. These guys hit hard. These crystallized hollows hit very, very hard. Particularly when buffed by that channeler in there. Oops. Slow reactions is... Ugh. Oh my goodness, slow reactions and misjudging the range. Thank God I'm using the Zweihander. It ain't gonna tolerate no bullshit either way. Ooh. Oh. Oh. If these guys had been buffed by the channeler, I would be dead. But they were not. So I'm alive. This is the guy we want to play with. Oh, hello. Broken pendant. You only get this if you have the DLC. So if you're coming here and you have the original PlayStation 3 version or Xbox 360 version of the game, and you're coming here and that golem's not there and you're not getting the broken pendant, you have to actually have the DLC. Of course, if you got it on PC, you got the Prepare to Die edition, you automatically have that. So this broken pendant is the key to access the DLC. Half of a broken stone pendant. The vine appears to originate from Oolacile. A powerful magic can be sensed from this ancient stone, yet men of this time can neither sense nor manipulate its power, which has a distinct air of nostalgia, consisting of both reverence and nostalgia. Ladies and gentlemen, next up will be the DLC. It's going to be the first time I've done it in a long time, ever since, I guess my Manus challenge that I did. Like, it's been a long time since I've done the DLC. So this should be fun rediscovering this. I am Marcus, also known as EMB. This has been From the Dark. Guys, I hope you enjoyed digging into the secrets of Anor Londo. I think a lot of this is building up to Dark Souls 3. Like, I think a lot of this is going to be answered in Dark Souls 3. I don't know, and people asking me about the network test or whatever, I did not participate in the network test. I had the opportunity to do so, but I chose not to. I'm trying to stay spoiler-free to the greatest extent possible so that I can just enjoy the game. So yeah, I won't talk too much Dark Souls 3 stuff just because I'm trying very hard not to keep up with it. Guys, I'm Marcus, and I will catch you guys next time. How many times am I going to say guys? Let's just do the fucking thing.